This is December 2016. We've come to Alton to visit the very successful show racer lofts of Mike and Theresa Horner. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Keith. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming down to Hampshire to see us this morning.
I'll tell you what, mate, could we pick the right day? It's
yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, it's a lovely day, Keith. At least the sun's shining. A little chilly, but nice and sunny anyway.
Yeah. When did you start up in pigeons then?
Had pigeons all my life. I was brought up in a pigeon family. I mean, the whole family had pigeons. My dad was a racing man. Both my granddads had pigeons. One had my dad's dad was a racing man, and my mum's dad was into show pigeons. That's where I got the love for the showing from.
Yeah. Have you ever raced?
Yeah, I used to race, only a few years really. I mean, my dad packed up racing when I was about 17, about 1977, 78 time, and I took over for about 5 years, and then met Theresa and got married and everything, and went back into the showing game from about 1980, 81, and had show races ever since.
You raced in the Godalming area?
Yeah, in Godalming. That was a big club at the time. I mean, there's about 30, 40 members in the 70s time.
Yeah.
And all the big names, Eric Cannon, Alec Martin, Ron Cox, all the top boys.
Fantastic. What a club, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a brilliant club.
It's today, I mean, but in them days.
Yeah.
Absolutely better. I don't think it's a better club anywhere.
No. I mean, if you could get a card, they had cards from first to eighth. If you could get in the top 8, you had a good one. I mean, as I say, there was a terrific entry, about 300 to 400 birds a week, really, especially the inland racing. The overseas obviously dropped off a little bit, but still really good entries anyway.
This is a super blue cock. Mike, what's this one?
Yeah, he's one of my best birds, Keith. He's done very well for me in the shows. He's had 12 firsts up to now. The latest one was at Nottingham 3 weeks ago, and he got best show racer there. Just over 200 birds, so I was pleased with that. And as a youngster, he came runner-up in the Gold Cup class. That was all breeds at our Reading show in January as a youngster.
Yeah.
So, he's been a consistent bird for me, Keith. Yeah, done well.
So, where'd your birds originate from then, Mike?
The very first ones when I started out was from a chap called Tony Williams from Bristol.
Yeah.
He was the top man at the time.
Good fancier.
And going back even further than that, I mean, when my dad was into them when I was a young boy, it was Bill Meader in Leytonstone, London. I mean, he was brilliant, really. He'd been the best fancier I've ever known for showing.
Princess Asti?
Yeah, Princess Asti, that's right. Yeah.
She's got to be one of the best show races ever, isn't she?
Must be. I mean, when we first met Bill, it's probably late 60s time, and they were all checkers then. Yeah. And then from then he went into the Reds and Mealies.
Fantastic.
And that's where Princess Asti came from, sort of a bit later, more 70s time. Yeah. But he was a brilliant fancier, Bill.
What's one or two of your best performances then, Mike?
Probably the best ones have probably been at the Southern Region one. I had best in show twice there and runner-up once. Yeah. I've only shown at Blackpool twice. The first year they did quite well. I had 12 entries and got 4 cards. Second one wasn't quite so good, but Southern Region's our biggest show in the south,
show.
really.
One of my favourite shows.
Yeah.
Tell us about your wonderful hen, Scylla.
Yeah, she was a good hen.
Red hen? A
red hen. She was bred through Tony Williams on the sire side and Colin Carter on the dam side. She was a brilliant hen. She had 34 firsts for me in the end. Yeah. And about 69 cards, I think,
best
in the top 3.
Best in show at the region, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was best in show at the Southern Region and runner-up the next year.
Yeah, she had a few firsts off me for a year.
Yeah, she has, Keith. Yeah, she's done really well.
Tell us about Barney, your other best in show.
Yeah, Barney was a mosaic cock. He had best in show about 2007 there. Yeah. And there again, he was through the Tony Williams bloodlines. And very consistent bird for me as well.
Pigeons on Barney too.
Yeah, he did really well for me. Yeah, brilliant bird.
This is a beautiful mealy cock. What's this one, Mike?
This is a young mealy cock this year's that's done well for me, Keith. He had a first at the Southern Region two weeks ago. He had a first at Nottingham, best young star and garter bird there. And yeah, he's done well at all the shows really.
Yeah.
Had best young bird at Cranston and best young bird at Peterborough. So he's been a consistent bird. Yeah, he's done well up till now anyway.
This is Mike's very smart setup here at Alton. The first loft contains all the basket and corn and has a spare section. And the main show loft is 20 foot long and that houses all the old birds and young birds. This is the scene inside Mike's cock section, and all the show cocks are housed in here during the season. Mike, tell us about your management and your system. When do you pair up?
I pair up after the last show, which is usually late January, early February at the very latest. I keep 18 pairs. This is the cockbird section in the show season, and this is my breeding section.
Would you put boxes in then?
They're all portable nest boxes. There's 24. They're in stacks of 3, and just what I made myself really. But they go either side of here. The perches come away so that it leaves half for the birds to rest on, the other half come out and the nest boxes take their place.
Fantastic.
And then after the breeding, the nest boxes come out, box perches put back, and to give them more room really.
You like the shavings? I see you got shavings.
I keep shavings on the floor, mainly to keep it drier, and they seem to keep cleaner with that really. So it's not actually a deep litter because the floors are scraped every day, but it's just to keep it a bit drier really.
How about feeding?
Feeding, they just have a racing mix, just a normal mixture really, which I get from Darren McFadden over at Cranley, and they fed that the whole year, breeding and showing. Give them a little bit of conditioner seed, not too much because hens put on the weight a bit too much if you do, but just that really, grit minerals in front of them all the time, and that's about it really, Keith.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward,
This is the scene inside Mike's hen section. And I must say, they look magnificent, these pigeons. It's a smashing red hen. Mike, what's this one?
Yeah, this is a granddaughter of the old hen Scylla. She's a yearling, done very well for me. Not quite as much as her mum one, but she's getting there slowly. She had her best win really was last year. She had best show racer and best flyer at the London and Essex show at Corringham. She's had a few firsts at our Gravesend show, and I think she had a first at the Devon and Cornwall show as well. So
super.
She's doing well for me.
Looks like her old.
Looks like her grandma.
Beautiful.
No, she's hopefully breed me some nice ones as well.
What show society do you belong to then, Mike?
A local one is the Gravesend Show Racer Club, which is Gravesend in Kent. I also belong to the Devon and Cornwall Club and try and get to a couple of shows of theirs each year, but it's a 3-hour drive from here.
Mate, this game's got a lot of travelling involved.
It has, and it's always in the winter, which doesn't help. But Gravesend is about an hour and a half away, so it's not too bad to go to. We have 5 shows a year, plus our championship one at Christmas. So with that, it's quite an undertaking.
Tell us about your preparation for the show then. What do you do? Do you actually pen your young birds up as well?
Don't. I do no pen training. They're all quite tame, so they seem to adapt to the pen very easily. Do the same thing every day, really. I mean, they're cleaned out every evening, and don't keep too many birds. The maximum I keep is 18 pair, 36 birds. That's the most I keep, and that's it really. Get fed every evening. The hardest thing with feeding is to give them enough but not too much, so they put the weight on, and really keep them clean. They're bathed once a week, twice in the summer, but once a week in the winter. And I also bath them just before the show. A lot of people say to do it a few days before, but I always do it the day before, and they seem to come up quite well then. And that's about the preparation, really. Nothing fancy or anything, just a regular routine, really.
Well, Mike, thank you very much for having me down to see the birds today, mate. I've really enjoyed it. I've admired your pigeons for a lot of years, mate.
Thank you very much, Keith. It's been lovely having you. Always enjoyed
Shame
seeing
about
you.
Theresa today.
Yeah, she would have been down there, but she hasn't been well all week, and she's a great help to me anyway, and particularly travelling to the shows. It's nice to have a bit of company, and she's a great help with the pigeons. She enjoys the shows as well.
Yeah, thanks again, Mike.
Thank you very much, Keith. Thank you.